about that? Tell me, baby.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Kane. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all already know when I'm sitting here in my chair, it's another story time. What else is it gonna be? So y'all know every time I start my videos off, I gotta thank all my subscribers / family members for going me the long way. Cause without y'all, I wouldn't have none of this motion. Real talk. And all my new subscribers that's coming in, thank y'all for coming in. Come on in. This is a family over here. You're gonna pick a family member that you want to be to Kane, and that's who you're going to be for the rest of this journey. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the story time. Now, I spoke about this particular story on a live stream recently, and I told you I was going to do this story time. This story time took place in Atlanta, Georgia, DeKalb County. I ain't going to say the name of the restaurant. I really don't even know if the restaurant is still there after this situation, but this was a Cajun seafood restaurant, and this was a place that I used to buy from all the time. I'm just giving y'all a backstory before I get into the story. Like I said, I used to shop in this area, and I used to stop there all the time and get certain things from there because they had banging food. So one particular weekend, my brother was visiting from New York, him and his girl, and they wanted to try out the seafood. We goes to the seafood restaurant. There's a sign in the window that says they're hiring. So my brother says to the lady,
I know a perfect person that could work here.
So the little Oriental lady, we just gonna name her Moon. She had a name, something similar of the universe, okay? So we're just gonna name her Moon. So my brother is telling Moon, this Oriental lady Moon,
that I have the perfect person that could work at your restaurant. So I see you have a sign in the window that says hiring.
So Moon is like,
really? Who could work inside my restaurant?
y'all don't laugh at me, okay? Y'all know I'm an animated storyteller. I'm animated. I need people to feel like they're there. So don't laugh at my imitation. I am not making fun of Oriental people. I'm trying to make the voice so y'all know, okay? All right, so back to the story. So she's like,
really? You have somebody that could work in my store, in my restaurant?
So my brother is like,
yeah, her.
He points at me. So I start laughing instantly because me and my siblings, we play around, a lot. We joan a lot on each other. We cut each other's ass. So my mother starts laughing. My mother is like, why don't you cut it out? Like, this is what she's saying to my brother. So my brother's like,
no, she needs a job. She needs something to do because she's getting on my nerve.
So Moon looks at me like,
yeah, you have nice face. You have nice face. You bring customers. I would want you to work here.
So I'm like, for real? So she's like,
yeah. You work here. Good face. You have good face.
So I'm like, because y'all, me in retail, it doesn't work. And I know y'all probably like, how do you have a business where you're creating clothes for people and stuff? That's different, okay? When I say retail, I mean like working in stores around the public. It don't mix, y'all, okay? I used to work in Old Navy. I worked in Old Navy probably for like 2 days, y'all. Because folding up clothes and then going to the next table and watching somebody go to the table and unfold the clothes, look at it, and just throw it on the table. Yeah, it wasn't working. So 2 days of tops, and that was the fuck out of there. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't think retail is for me. Like, I don't working in a store, I don't know, y'all. So Moon is like,
no, try it because you're gonna bring customer to my store. You're gonna bring customer. I know it. Good face. Nice. You have nice.
So I'm like, all right, I'll try it out. So she like,
yes.
I'm like, yeah. So my brother like,
damn, I was just playing. I didn't think she would really take it into consideration.
So I'm like, well, I'm gonna try it out. Thanks a lot, bro. Okay, so Moon is just like,
you can come tomorrow?
So I'm like, yeah, I'll come tomorrow. So she
like, okay, we open 12 o'clock on Sunday. You come tomorrow. We start everything.
I said, all right, cool. So we got our food. She even gave us a discount. She like,
I give discount because your sister not work here.
So I'm like, wow. Okay. So we leave, we go back to my mother's crib, whatever, and I'm just like, damn, like I caught a job this quick, like what the. So I'm excited, y'all. I'm like, I go home, I'm telling Jarrell about. I'm like, Jarrell, I just found a job. My brother was the reason why I found the job. Like my brother was joking around with the lady, but the lady was serious. So Jarrell was like,
Damn, okay, well, take the job. Like, see what it's like. If you don't like it, then quit.
so I'm like, all right, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm in the closet, like I'm literally trying to figure out what to wear because it's a restaurant. You know, it's like it's a mom and pop. I'm gonna say mom and pop restaurant, but they had other restaurants, other places. So I'm just like, damn, okay, I don't know what to wear. Like I should have asked the lady what to wear. So I just pulled out some black jeans, black Air Max, and a black shirt, and I like tied it here in the front. So, but the shirt came off my shoulders. So I did my hair nice, like really curly. I have a picture. I have pictures from this job. Okay, so I'm gonna insert. This is me on my first day. Okay, so I'm excited. I drives up to the restaurant. I'm there early. She said come at 12. I was there at like 11. So, but the restaurant wasn't open. So I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm on the phone talking to the friends that I had in the A. Like, yeah, I just caught me this job. Like, I found a job last night because it was at nighttime. We was in a restaurant. So I'm like, yeah, I found a job last night. I am ecstatic. I can't wait to get to this place. Okay, I can't wait to get inside. Like, y'all, like this excitement did not last long. Okay, so I see Moon getting out of her truck. She had like a Jeep. She's getting out of her Jeep. She's walking to the door. And there's like this dark skinned guy and there's this brown skinned guy that was standing outside in front of the other store that was next door to it. So I see them walking over to the restaurant and they talking to her and they're going in behind her. So I'm like, oh, maybe they work there too. So now I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, damn, I'm having anxiety attacks. I'm like, damn, okay. I'm so excited, so early. I'm nervous. So I got myself together, gathered myself, took a swig of my iced coffee because I told y'all, ice at that time, iced coffee is like a drug for me. If I don't have iced coffee in the morning, I am a total different person. I am somebody that you do not want to look at, talk to, or be around at the time. So yeah. So I take a swig of my iced coffee and I get out the car. I starts walking towards the store. So the brown skinned guy comes to the door because the door is locked. The brown skinned guy comes to the door. He's like, we're closed. So Moon is like, I can see her like yelling at him. So he goes, oh, and he opens up the door. So he like,
Come in, beautiful.
So I come walking in. And she's like,
Yes, this is Kane. She's gonna be working here at the store now. She's new for the cashier. She have good face, good body. She good for the front. She bring customer inside store.
So I'm like, okay, Moon, like what type of customers is you trying to bring to the store? Men? Like I'm confused because you just keep saying good face, good body. Like I'm confused. So the brown skin guy, we're gonna call him Ted. So Ted is like,
Man. So she gonna be working here?
So Moon is like,
Yeah. You no bother her, cause I know how you do. You no bother her.
I'm not gonna bother her.
She like,
You leave her alone. Go to the back. Go to the back.
so he like, all right. So as he's walking past me, he does like this to my arm. So I'm like, so Moon is like,
Come to office. Come to office.
so I follow her to the back to go to the office space. And she's like,
Let me tell you something about this going on in this restaurant. Dim, you see him, Ted? No, you stay away because he got 9 kids. He had too much going on. 9 kids, a lot of women. He just want to pokey into a baby in there, and then that's it. And then he drinky, leave it alone.
So I'm like, I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm standing there looking at her. I'm like, cause she speak English, but not really well. So I'm like, what? She's like,
And all he want to do is pokey. That's it. It's pokey. Don't let him pokey you.
so I'm like, oh yeah, that's not happening. I caught on to them what she was saying. So she's like,
This one here, that's Darius.
so I'm like, Darius. She like, yeah. So Darius was the dark skinned guy. He was the second cook. So she had 2 cooks. She had Ted and she had Darius. So she's like,
Darius, come over here.
so Darius walks over and he's like,
Hi, I'm Darius.
so I'm like, hi, I'm Kane. So she's like,
This is new cashier. She gonna be in the front. She have good face. She gonna bring customers. So everybody gets along. Everybody work. You make sure Ted don't come near her, cause Ted tried to poke it.
Darius starts laughing. Darius is like,
I don't think she would be interested in Ted anyway, so we all good here.
so she's like,
Come to front.
so I go to the front. She's showing me how to do the register. The register is basically an iPad, y'all. It's an iPad. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. It's an iPad. It's sitting on a white stand that swivels or whatever. And it has the white stand has, you know, the options for debit cards to go inside. That's all it is, okay? And then there was the machine for EBT because they had took EBT. So she showed me all the seafoods. They had conch. They had shrimp. They had like headless shrimp. They had the shrimp that wasn't headless, like the shrimp that was the pill. You had to peel it. Then they had fried shrimp. They had lobster. They had crab legs, Dungeness crab. They had crawfish. Then they had the regular, like fried fish, tilapia. Y'all know the regular type, whiting. Those fishes, French fries. Then you had squid. All kinds of seafood that you could think of. Then they had seafood rice. The seafood rice was slamming, by the way. I ain't even gonna hold you. So they had seafood rice, and regular white rice. Okay. So she's showing me how to do everything.
This how you make garlic butter. This how you this.
This how you that. This how you that. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. This is easy as hell. So y'all, there's a jar. She
Like this, your tip jar.
the jar was huge, okay? Y'all, I was making bank at this store, okay? I was making bank at the store. She was paying me like cash. There wasn't, I was not getting a paycheck, okay? I was getting cash. So I was making bank working at this store, y'all. I mean, and with tips, I was getting tips all day long from wiggers, okay? Wiggers or women that liked women, all right? So she's like,
Okay, I like outfit. Outfit's nice.
so I'm like, should I like untie the shirt, tuck it in? Because I had like a little bit of belly, like, you know, belly button showing. She like,
No, you look good. You just do the job here. Everything I show you, you'll be, nice to customer. Your good face, smile.
like, this was she doing, y'all. So I'm like, okay, I got it. So it's another Oriental lady comes walking in and she's looking at me like, so she's talking to Moon. She's like, talking to Moon. And Moon is like,
Oh, this is Kane, this new girl. See, beautiful, nice face.
so the lady is like,
Yes, very beautiful. What is it? What are you African American?
so I'm like, yeah. She's like,
You don't have Oriental dad?
no. She's like,
Oh, you look like my daughter.
so I'm like, I look like your daughter. She like,
Yeah, because I have African American husband and me. And African American husband, we have baby, my daughter, and you kind of look the same.
so I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm not Oriental. This is what I'm telling her. She's like,
oh, okay. So yeah, you do good. You look good.
I'm like, thank you. So she goes to the back. She doesn't need a name because she's not gonna be in the story much. So y'all, I learned everything very quick, y'all. Okay, every day at this restaurant was different. Some days I had customers coming in that wanted to start with me, and I was the wrong person at that time to start with. Okay, I wasn't. I wasn't with the shits. Okay, literally. So I would get into it with customers. I had arguments with customers, like send them back out the door, type ish. And I wasn't the type of cashier where I have an attitude all day, like what, But some people come in there and really be trying to try me, and I would let them try me, and then I would send them through the door, like send them. So Moon was liking this. Moon was like,
all the cashiers we had, they very scary. They scared. They let people, they run to the back, they cry, cry. You just, yeah.
Like, y'all, I can't make this up. This is how this lady, this is how this lady's doing. To this day, I still speak to this lady. Okay, she was a blessing to my life. Very cool. So I'm laughing. I'm just like, okay. So one day, I just have to throw this in there. One day, it was this girl comes into the store, and she's got on Gucci everything, y'all. Okay, Gucci bag, Gucci slides, Gucci outfit, like Gucci'd out. Okay, and she was with a dude, so he is Gucci'd out as well. He's got gold in his mouth. Like, they just look like the hood prince and princess. Okay, so she's ordering all this stuff, and then she's like, she like whispers it.
Do you guys still take EBT?
So I'm like, yeah, we do. So she hands me the card. I swipes the EBT card, and only $5 came off the EBT card. So the total of the food was like 70 something, but only $5 came off the card, y'all. So she's just, I'm like, it's the store was crowded. Okay, so I'm like, it's only $5 came off the card. So she's like, what? I'm like, it's only $5 came off the card. So she's like, no, that's wrong. Like, swipe the card again. So y'all, I swiped this card maybe 4 to 5 times, and it just kept declining. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give you a receipt, because I remember when the card declines and you pull the receipt, it'll give you a balance. So I pulled the receipt out and I handed it to her, and I'm like, it was only $5 on the card. Like, I'm just, I'm being considerate. This motherfucker starts.
Oh, like what? So I don't understand. Like, you're doing something wrong.
So I'm like, this is the card you handed to me, right? She like,
duh.
I'm like, okay, would you like me to swipe the card again? I'm trying to be professional, y'all. But at some point, I unzipped and I morphed. I morphed back into the original Kane. So I'm like, well, would you like me to swipe the card again? She like,
yeah, it's like swipe it again.
Like, she is creating a scene now to the register, and now people are starting to look. So at this point, I'm just like, there's no point in me whispering, because she's using her outside voice inside the restaurant in my face. So there's no point for me to whisper. So I swipes the card again. It makes a beeping sound. I'm like, all right, it's declined again. She like,
I don't understand what's your fucking attitude. Like, you got a problem? You have something against people who with EBT?
I'm like, absolutely not, because I have EBT card myself. Would you like to see it? You probably got a little bit more on yours than I have on mine, but yeah, I got an EBT card. What are you saying? So she like,
you know what? Refund me.
I said, oh, you want your $5 back? Okay. So I goes on the thing, and Moon is like,
wait, what's happening?
So I'm like, she's trying to get crazy over $5 food stamp card. I don't know, y'all, I don't know what it is about food stamps. It does something to people. So I do the refund. I'm like, it should come back on. It should be there. So I sit the EBT card on the counter. Like I sit it down, put the receipt on top of it. She's like,
Did I hand you the card or I set it on the counter?
I said, I don't care if you threw it at me. That's your card right there. You can get your card and you can get out of here before it gets hectic. Okay? So she's like, hectic. I'm like, yeah, it'll get real hectic. It'll get real hectic in here. Trust me. So the guy is like, look, like, it ain't even that serious. Like, I could have just paid for the stuff. Like, you doing too much. So she gets mad at the guy and she like,
who the you talking to? You on my side or you on their side?
So he's like, I ain't on nobody's side, but you're embarrassing right now. So I'm just like, you definitely are embarrassing, sweetheart. You're a Gucci princess and you're whipping out a Georgia EBT card and then you're mad because they only got $5 on it. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And don't get me wrong. I ain't saying people with EBT cannot buy or wear Gucci. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you walked in here like you came out of the palace. You came out of the palace off of a high horse, and you're looking down on everybody, and then you try to come at me. I got EBT too, sweetheart. What are you talking about? So she left. They left. Got them out of here. So I would run into customers like that, okay? And it got to the point where Moon was like,
you know something? I want you manage the whole thing. You manage the front, I just be in the back. If you need me, you come get me.
I said, all right, cool. So y'all, I would run across customers like that lady and they would want to fight and then they'd be like,
you know what? I want to speak to the manager.
I'd be like, all right. So y'all, I would walk away and I would go to the back and I would be like, the lady said she want to speak to a manager. Moon would be like,
you tell them you manager.
Cause Moon was, I ain't gonna lie, Moon was scared of these people, okay? So I would come back to the front and I'd be like, yes, how can I help you? And the lady is like,
I asked for a manager.
I'm like, yeah, how can I help you? She like,
I want to talk to the owner.
I'm like, okay. I turn around, I go to the back. She's like, and she's watching on the screen. She had 2 big ass TVs, okay, like 70-inch TVs in the back, watching everything. So when I come to the back, she's like,
you tell her you own her. You tell her you own her.
So Darius is laughing. Darius is like,
I could have sworn I saw something like this on SpongeBob.
So I go back to the front and I'm like, yes, what seems to be the problem? The lady's like,
you know what? I'm getting out of here. I don't got time for this.
I'm like, all right, bye. You won't be missed. So y'all, the whole time working there, I had Ted trying to poke me. Y'all know what poking is. Ted tried every day, all day long, faithfully. It wasn't working. How much can I give you? He would come bring flowers. He was doing all kinds of stuff. It wasn't working. Like, I'm not attracted to you and we work together. That's not gonna mix, okay? So Darius, the other cook, was very cool. He was like a gamer. He was into games and stuff. So on his lunch break, he would be gaming, you know. So one day, y'all, Moon gets sick. Moon is sick. She's sick to the point where she can't come in for maybe like a month, okay? But she's there because someone new is coming in to manage until she's better. So when I come in, is this guy, is an older Oriental man. He's standing there. He's got on like hoochie daddy shorts. He's got on Yeezys and he has on a beater, okay, a gray beater. So she's like,
okay, everybody here, this is Kane, this Darius. You know Ted already. You met Ted.
So he's like,
Yeah, I know.
So she's like,
yeah, Kane work in the front, Kane manage the front, Kane manage everything. She know how to do everything. She do the bookkeeping, she do the bank. I do bank runs, she do bank runs for me. She do everything. She knows everything. She don't need to know nothing changed. She know everything.
So he's looking at me while she's explaining everything to him. We're all standing there like in a circle. He's like I'm looking at him. I'm looking over at Ted. Ted is standing there like, this is how. So I'm like, so you have one looking at me like stank, and you have one looking at me like I'm a steak dinner. So I look at Darius, and Darius is looking at the old Oriental man. Let's call this man Monty. I don't know what the hell Monty come from, but he looked like a Monty. So Darius is looking at Monty, okay? And in my head, I'm just like, it's something about this man. I don't know, y'all. So Moon is like,
he's going to be overlooking the place until I come back, okay? So if you guys have any problems, you know you can call me. Kane, you have my direct number, you know.
So I said, yeah. So she's like,
you know what? Come to car.
So I'm like, all right. So I walk outside with her to the car, y'all. She says to me,
you keep close eye on him because I don't trust him. He's something else. He was at this other store and he caused problems at the other store. You keep eyeing. Watch him because he's something else.
So y'all, that's the first red flag, okay? So I'm like, all right. I gave her a hug and she left. I goes back into the store. He automatically starts his bullshit. Automatically. He's like,
oh, what you guys talking about?
So I'm like, excuse me?
What, you and Moon, what's going on?
So I said, she was telling me about her illness. And I just went to the register. So he's like,
so you have bad attitude.
So I said, I don't have an attitude. You don't know me. You just got here. You just met me. Tupac voice. So he's like,
okay. I let you do what you do.
He walks away. So y'all, I want to say maybe like going towards 6 p.m. because the store, we were open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's like 6 o'clock, okay? Ted wants to go on break. I don't know what was going on in the back because I worked in the front. But I just hear all this yelling and cursing or whatever. So I walk away because I'm up there. I'm making garlic butter. I go to the back. Ted is arguing with Monty. Okay? So Monty is standing at the freezer. The big-ass freezer doors. And Ted is standing there. And he's got his apron in his hand. So he's like,
I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you need to chill the fuck out. You don't know what's going on here. I'm the big dog around here. You just got here. The fuck is wrong with you?
So Darius is like in between now. Darius is like putting his arm in between and like pushing Ted. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So Darius is like,
it's a lot. It's a man thing.
So I'm like, okay. So I leave and walk to the front. So the commotion went on for another 30 minutes, okay? I'm ready to text Moon and tell her, okay? Because she said this man keep up problems. So I'm like, I'm standing there. There's no customers coming in, mind you, at this point. So then finally customers come in. They're still going crazy back there. So the people order their food. I go to the back. I'm like, yo, it's customers. Like, it's an order. You didn't see it. An order come through. So Darius is like,
yeah, I'm trying to calm. Like, I'm trying to calm this down.
Cause Ted was going crazy. Okay, so Monty's like,
you on drugs. You're something. You're a drug addict. You're a crackhead. You're a crackhead.
So Ted is like,
I'm gonna show you a crackhead. I'm gonna show you a crackhead. When I fuck you up.
So the argument is heading to the front. I'm like, yo, do not let that go to the front of the store. This is what I'm telling Darius. So Darius is trying to hold Ted. He's like,
Ted, just chill. Just chill. Let it go. Let it go.
So Monty goes to the front. I wash my hands, I put gloves on. I just start trying to prepare food, y'all, because this is crazy. So I'm doing the people's food, okay? Monty comes back there and he's like,
you cooking food?
So I said, yeah, because you done stirred up a whole bunch of bullshit back here. You done got them stirred up. These people ordered food. I got to get their food to them.
You're not supposed to do cooking. Like, I don't understand. You see, that's violation. You don't do cooking. I rank you up.
So I said, you gonna write me up? He like,
Yeah, I rank you up.
I said, go ahead, get the writing. Go write. So I'm plating the food or whatever, y'all. I walks past this man. As I'm walking past, he's in a little office space. I hear this man say, because he's on the phone, I hear him say, I didn't know this store. I didn't know. He says, I didn't know this store had niggas in it. So I'm like, I stops midway and I backs up and I looks at him and he's looking at me like, I go to the front and I'm like, I'm, bagging up the people's stuff. So the lady's like, is everything all right in here? Because where's Moon? Because these are like regular customers. So I'm like, Moon had to leave early. She won't be back for, a couple of days or whatever. So I'm just like, but, y'all, my mind was crazy because I'm like, I literally heard this man just say he didn't know that the store had niggas in it. So I'm like, bagging up the lady's stuff, I hands it to her. I walks past him. I didn't even look his way. I goes to the back. Darius and Ted is still outside. So Ted's still mad, okay? So I'm trying to figure out what this man said to Ted to get him like this. So Ted, at this point, Ted doesn't want to talk, okay? So Monty comes to the door. He's like,
Okay, I need you to sign this paper.
I said, I'm not signing that. I'm not signing nothing.
Oh, you have to sign.
I said, I'm not signing. I'm not signing anything. So I don't know what to tell you. Put it in a folder or something. Let it pile up. I'm not signing it.
Okay, I rank you up because you don't want to sign.
I said, go ahead. Do the next one. So Ted is like,
he trying to write you up? What are you trying to write you up for?
So I'm like, because I was cooking the food because y'all was back here fighting. Customers came into the store and they ordered the food. You want these people to stand out here until you're done deciding to leave people alone? Like, no, we're not doing that. I'm doing what I need to do so I can get these people out of the store. So y'all don't lose money. After a while, they're going to start complaining for their money back. Y'all going to get bad reviews. I don't see what I did wrong. I washed my hands. I put gloves on. I put an apron on. What are you talking about? I was taught how to cook the food. Why do you think the lady showed me all of this? So Darius is like,
yeah, he's fucking bugging. Like, don't sign them papers, Kane.
I said, I'm not signing anything. What papers? So I go to the front now. As customers coming in, they're ordering their food. This man walks over and he's like,
okay, it's two for you to sign. Don't make it a third.
So I said, well, you might as well get a third because I'm not signing. It's exactly how I said it to him. So the customers is like, they're just looking. He goes,
I call Moon.
Call her. Continue doing what I'm doing. So y'all, it's days and days go by now. And Monty is causing problems every single day, okay? This man would lock the door when we would get to the store. Now the store opens up at 11. So me and Darius was coming together. I would be picking Darius up sometime from the train station. We're coming to the job together. It was another store, like right next door to a major store. I'm not going to say where because then y'all figure out where this restaurant is at. So me and Darius would go into the store here, and Ted was working at that store as well. So Ted had 3 jobs. So Ted ended up getting a job at this store next door. So he's working there too. So we're in the store and we're waiting because we can't get in the store. Like, the store opens up at 11. It's like 11:15. The store is closed. Customers are coming, pulling on the door's locked. So Darius is like,
if Moon knew this, she would be really pissed off.
So I'm like, yeah, I know. But, so he like,
you should call her and tell her.
So I'm like, I think you're right. So I call Moon. I'm like, hey. She's like, hey, Kane, how you doing? What's going on? So I'm like, it's damn near 11:30 and we can't get in the store. She's like, what? Where's Monty? I said, I don't know. So y'all, Monty did not pull up to the store until 12 o'clock. Maybe like 12:10. No cap. So Moon kept calling the whole time. Like, did he come here? Did he come here? I'm like, no. She like, this motherfucker not answering the phone. So I'm like, I don't know, but he's not here yet. So it was like 12:10. Monty pulls up, unlocks the door, goes in. We get to the store. We get to the door. Cause I'm like, did he go? Did he go? We goes out of the store and goes to our store. We're pulling on the door. The door is locked. So we're pulling. We didn't get into the store until 12:30. When we get in, this man is like,
oh, because you guys, you're late. I don't understand. What you want me to run everything here?
So Darius is like, late? Wigga, you late. So he like, I know late. I said, yes, you are. Well, this store's supposed to be open since 11 a.m. I stood over there and watched at least 20 people come to this door and couldn't get in. And now we at the door and couldn't get in until 12:30.
No. That's not true. That's not true.
I said, it is true. It is true. And I called Moon and told her. He like,
you did what?
I said, I called Moon and I told her. So she's very aware of all of this. So don't even try to play. So he's like, all right, whatever. He go to the back. So y'all, this was a fateful day for me, okay? It's coming close to my lunch break. I asked Darius, can you make me a whiting plate? Two whiting fish and fries. Darius is like, all right, I got you. So Darius is doing phone orders. He's doing everything at one time. Ted comes in. Ted is not saying anything. He spoke to me, gave me a church hug. He goes to the back, wash his hands, wash his arms, getting prepared. So Monty goes to the back and is like, I hear Monty talking. Darius comes to the front and says,
he's got some seasoning in some jars, and he's trying to use the seasoning on his people's food. I told him no.
So I'm like, seasoning? He's like, yeah. So I go to the back. I'm like, what is this? He's like,
oh, it's MSG. It's good for the food. You need MSG for the food.
I said no. Moon does not cook with MSG. She does not want to serve MSG. MSG is illegal, I thought.
No, I don't know where you got that from. I spoke to Moon. She told me I could use it.
So I'm like, no, she didn't. I know she didn't tell you that. Because I'll call her right now in your face. So he takes the jars and slams it on the top and walks out of the kitchen. So I'm just like, Ted was like,
that motherfucker right there, I'm telling you, that motherfucker right there, I'm getting ready to use the Drake on him.
I'm like, just chill, Ted. Just chill. So Monty come walking back into the restaurant in the back, okay? I guess he went to smoke because he smells like cigarette. So he's just like, he starts yelling at Darius.
You not finished cooking the food yet?
So Darius is like,
oh, you don't understand English.
So Darius is like,
I understand English, but you ain't gotta get him.
So he turns and looks at Ted, and Ted is like,
Don't even look this way. Don't even look this way, because I'm telling you, you say anything, motherfucker.
So Monty is like,
oh, I got something for all three of you.
Like that. So an hour goes by. It's now time for my lunch break. So I'm like, Darius, can you make my food? Darius is like, I got you. So y'all, I goes back to the front because I'm doing the ketchups and the hot sauces and all that. Darius comes with the plate, but he's got a strange look on his face. So Darius sits the plate down and he's like,
Monty wanted to cook this food.
So I'm like, you let Monty cook my food? He
like, nah, I was cooking it, but he just came over. He wanted to put it in the plate. So I went. He told me to dump the trash. I went and dumped the trash.
So I'm like, I don't want the food. I don't want it. So he's like,
I mean, I cooked it. He just put it in the plate.
So I'm like, I don't want it because I don't know what he did to it. So I opens up the plate and I'm looking at the food. I'm looking at it, okay? I'm like, go just make me another one because I don't want this. you know, just give it. I don't know what to do with it, but I don't want this. I don't trust it. So Darius is like, all right, cool. So Darius goes to the back. He's cooking again. So I hear Monty yelling and screaming, okay? I don't know if he was yelling at Darius or what, because I'm still in the front. So I go to the back, and Darius he's coming with the plate. Like, we almost run into each other. He's like, here. So, so I'm like, all right, thank you. So y'all, the lady comes to the front. It was a lady that was eating.
This fish tastes weird.
So I'm like, it tastes weird. How? She's like,
I don't know. It just has like a weird taste to it, like a weird aftertaste, like after chewing it. And I eat here all the time. I've never experienced this.
So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you want a refund? Or she's like,
no, maybe I can get it recooked.
I'm like, all right, cool. So I go and I tell Darius. So Darius is like,
yeah, Monty made her food.
So I'm like, Monty's not using that seasoning, is he?
I don't know.
So I'm like, all right. So y'all, I eats my food. I trusted it because Darius made the food. I eats the food, y'all. And later that night, y'all, I woke up out of my sleep with excruciating stomach pain. I mean, this was the worst pain in the world. I didn't know what to do. I am crying. I'm screaming. I'm rolling on the floor. I'm screaming to the top of my lungs. Jarrell doesn't know what to do. Jarrell is literally holding me like an infant. He's like,
Kane.
So I'm just like, no, my stomach. Ah, ah. Like I'm in so much pain. So Jarrell sits down. He's now teary-eyed. He's
like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do.
So he goes on the phone and he's calling one of his homeboys.
He's like, yo, like my girl, I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, I don't know.
So his friend is like, take her to the fucking hospital. So Jarrell is like,
do you want to go to the hospital?
I couldn't even talk at this point. So y'all, let me just give y'all, I'm laying on the floor and I'm just like, please, like I'm grabbing his legs or whatever, and he's teary-eyed. He's just looking at me. So he like, do you want me to call your mama and your daddy? So I'm like, get me help. I need help. So he picks me up and he takes me to the room, lays me on the bed, okay, wraps me into a blanket like a burrito. And he's like, we're going to go to the hospital. So I'm like, no, I don't want to go. Because I'm going to be there. They're going to try to keep me. Like, this is how it was that time, y'all. I couldn't stand being in hospitals at all. This was like after my son Josh Jr. had passed away. I just didn't trust hospitals anymore. So I'm like, no, please. I don't want to go to the hospital. I want to go to the hospital. So Jarrell gets dressed. And he's
like, I'm going to run up to Quick Trip and see if they got something for upset stomach.
So Jarrell, y'all know Quick Trip. If y'all know about Quick Trip, which is kind of like Wawa or like Speedway, these gas stations is expensive, okay? A pack of Tylenol is like $4 for like 2 pills. When you can go to Dollar Tree and get 4 boxes for the $4. So, but Jarrell came back with the bag was packed with all kinds of pain medicine, y'all. He probably spent about $40. I don't know. So he's like, listen, I just explained everything to the lady in the store, and she was like, she's a try this, yeah, Pepto-Bismol, here's some of everything. So I don't remember what I took, but I took one of it. And that was the first one that I tried, and it instantly it was soothing my stomach. Okay, so I'm finally able to go to sleep, y'all. Jarrell had to call out of work because this was like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Okay, he had to be to work at 8 o'clock. So he called out of work, let them know that something had came up, something bad was going on. So they grant him the day off. So the whole entire day, like I'm still wrapped in this blanket like a mummy. And he's making soups and all kinds of stuff, trying to get me to eat because I couldn't eat. So maybe 2 days go by. I'm feeling a little bit better, y'all. I had to call out of work myself. So I don't know. It was just weird. I go back to work, and it was that Friday. I'm going back to work, y'all. I'm starting to feel sick again. I don't know what it was. I'm starting to feel sick. A man comes in the store and he's like, I need to speak to the owner, and he's got a bag, a plate of food. So I'm like saying to myself, I'm like, guys, what is the problem now? So I'm like, is there anything I can help you with? He's like, yeah, my wife got sick and she had to go to the hospital last night, and we bought these crabs from here yesterday. They supposed to be fresh crabs. I don't know what's going on, but she got sick really bad. They said it was some type of poison, like food poison. So I'm like, so I go to the back and I get Darius. Okay, so Darius and Ted both come to the front. So Darius is like,
what's going on?
So the guy's explaining the whole thing. So Darius looks at the guy and looks at me, and he was like,
Monty, make those crabs.
So I'm like, so y'all, I go to the back. I just walk away. I go to the back, and Monty wasn't even in the store. I don't know where he was. They didn't even know where he was. So I go to the back. I'm looking for these seasonings. I don't see them. Okay, it was like tall jars, and it had red tops. So I don't see these jars nowhere. I'm literally searching top to bottom all over this damn kitchen. I don't see the jars nowhere. So I'm like, all right. So I'm telling Ted, I'm like, listen, whatever is in that seasoning is making people sick. Okay, like this is why I had to call out of work for 2 days. I was sick really bad. I'm talking about bad. So Ted was like,
you know what, King? I pay close attention to you because you know you're my future wife.
So I'm like, okay. He's like,
yeah, but it's something strange about your eyes. Like your eyes look strange.
So I'm like, what you mean? He's like,
I don't know, like this looks strange to me. I ain't never seen that before. Like you got some pretty eyes, but your eyes is looking strange.
So I'm like, I just walks back to the front because I'm like, you know what? Ted was an alcoholic. Some days he would come to work, twisted. So I'm like, okay, this must be one of them days. So I just come out to Darius once we dealt with the man with the situation, okay? Because we ended up calling Moon. Moon talked to the guy and was apologizing to the guy. Whatever agreement she made on the phone with the man, then that was that. So I'm like, Darius, does anything look like is something wrong with my eyes? He's like,
I don't know.
So I'm like, all right. So y'all, the whole day I'm drinking water. I'm just drinking water. I goes to the bathroom and I notice that my urine is not even yellow. It was like an orange. Like it was dark, y'all, okay? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's the pills, the medicine that I had took. So I'm just drinking water. I'm trying to flush this out of my system because this is scary. So the next day, me and Jarrell go to a barbecue that his family had threw, okay? So the whole time, I'm still not feeling well. I'm feeling very sick, but I'm trying to keep it together, okay? This was the day. This is the outfit that I had created to go to the barbecue. So I'm trying to hold it together. I'm trying to keep myself up. Like I'm holding myself together. So Jarrell is just like,
if you want to just go back home, we can go home. Like I don't want you to be out here and you're not feeling your best.
So I'm just like, nah, I don't, I know you really want to come, so nah. He like,
nah, but you're more important.
So I'm like, nah, it's all right. So y'all, the whole time at this barbecue, I can't even really eat. Like I'm taking bites of, the mac and cheese or the vegetables or whatever, but I can't uphold the food. So Jarrell's cousin comes over and was like, hey
Kane, how you doing?
So I'm like, hey, how you doing? She gave me a hug. She says, now mind you, y'all, Jarrell had kept saying this whole entire day, my eyes look yellow. So I'm like, yellow? He's like, yeah, like the white part looks yellow. So, you know, Jarrell was a big weed smoker. I'm just saying to myself, I'm like, you know what? You might be hallucinating at this point. You're probably hallucinating. Like this is just what I'm saying, okay? Like you're hallucinating or you're just too high. But his cousin says to me,
"You okay?"
So I'm like, yeah. She's
like, you don't look too well. Like, you know, you got dark circles under here and your eyes look yellow, like jaundice.
So I'm like, jaundice? She's like,
yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell is jaundice? Because she's a nurse. So she's like,
jaundice is like when something is wrong with your liver. You know, you have some issues with your liver. That's a sign.
So I'm like, I haven't really been sleeping and stuff like that. So
she's like, oh, you probably gotta get some rest.
So I'm like, yeah. So y'all, an hour into this barbecue, I start itching, like my arms. Okay, I'm thinking it's like mosquito bites or something. So I'm just like, it was getting bad. Okay, so Jarrell's other cousin comes over and was like, here, use the off because the mosquitoes crazy. So I'm like, yeah. So she sprayed me with the off. That was not working. Nothing was working. So Jarrell is seeing this. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna go to the car because people are starting to look at me. So Jarrell is
like, what is wrong? What is wrong?
So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm itching really bad. Like, it's getting bad. Y'all, I was literally looking, I was like a brackhead 10.0. Like, and this is no lie. I swear to God, this is no lie. My mother will tell y'all. So I'm running because I'm embarrassed. So Jarrell is coming behind me. Jarrell is
like, Kane, wait. There's no way you can drive like this. You cannot drive like this. What the fuck is going on?
So I'm like, I don't know. So he's just like,
we're going to the hospital. Enough is enough. We're going to the freaking hospital.
So y'all, I goes to the hospital, okay? And the itching has gotten bad. It's gotten worse. I'm literally like shaking and scratching, okay? And I looks in the mirror and my eyes are yellow. I see it now. I'm talking about yellow. The piss is way beyond orange. So I'm there at the emergency room and they tell me they diagnose comes in. The nurse says your liver is inflamed and your binary levels is like out of this world. So I'm like, what? So she's like, yeah, something is going on. You might have some type of food poisoning. So I'm like, food poisoning? She's like, that's what it's looking like. Because, you know, you say you ate and that was it. And then after that, but whatever it is attacked your liver and your gallbladder. Like your gallbladder is toast. By these blood results, your gallbladder, it needs to come out. So y'all, I start crying because I'm like, what the fuck is like, y'all. So Jarrell grabs my face.
He's like, Kane,
because I'm panicking, okay? I'm itching and panicking. So he's like,
calm down, okay? Calm down. You have a heart attack. Calm down. You go to your mother's house or call your mother and let them know they need to know what's going on.
So I'm like, all right. So Jarrell just comes out and says,
that man at your job must have poisoned your food.
I don't know, y'all. Because I had been telling Jarrell what was going on at the job. So he's just like, the man at your job poisoning your food. Like, he just came out and said it. So I'm like, you think so? He like, yeah. What else is going to go wrong? So I'm like, so y'all, I called my mother. I told my mother what's going on. I take Jarrell to his parents' house and I go to my mother's house because our parents didn't live too far from one another. So I go to my mother's house, and I'm itching. Like, I'm itching bad, just still going crazy. So my father is like,
you know what? I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with Kane. She needs to get in the tub and wash that dirt off of her. That's what's going on.
Yo, I tell you my father. So my mother was like, "Would you stop? Like this is a serious situation. Like something is wrong. Something is wrong." So I'm, my mother, they looking in my eyes and all that. My mother's like, "Your eyes are yellow. Something is wrong with your liver." Like that. So the hospital calls me and they're like, "We set up the appointment. You have to go in the morning, 7 a.m. so you can get everything done because this is an emergency surgery." So I'm just like, this is serious. So y'all, the next day I goes to the hospital. Me and my mother, I ended up spending the night, okay, because they live down the block from the hospital. So we go to the hospital 7 in the morning, and we're doing the testing and all of that, and they're like, "Yeah, we have to do a background check first and all of it." The doctor comes in the room. The doctor is looking at me. He's
like, "Yeah, you look motherfucking horrible, okay? And I just want to let you know, your liver is inflamed. Like, inflamed really bad. I've never seen no shit like this before. Your gallbladder is done with. It's nothing we can do for the gallbladder. Gallbladder is whatever you intook, it really took your gallbladder out of you. So we have to take it out because it's letting off toxins. And the toxins is the jaundice. And that's what's making you itch. That's got your eyes yellow.
all of that. So I'm like, what? So he's like, "Yeah."
We have to do emergency surgery. We're going to try to get this surgery done tomorrow. So you are officially going to be admitted right now. And you're going to have to go upstairs. And it's just a lot that you're going to have to get processed before you go to your room.
So I'm like, what the hell is... So my mother's like, "Calm down." So I'm still sitting there itching like Brackhead 10.0. And I'm just like, oh my God, what like, am I still gonna be the same human without a gallbladder? Like, I'm confused. So the nurse is like, "Yeah, you're gonna be fine, don't worry." So they like, I had to go upstairs, y'all. I had to do like a federal background check, okay? So I'm like, a federal background check, criminal background check. The lady's like, "Yeah, because they don't give criminals with, if you have like a federal history, it's hard for you to get surgery, okay, in these South states because they feel like they're saving your life for you so you can keep committing crimes." Okay, enough of that. So they're like, "Yeah, we just do a background check. It shouldn't take long if you don't have like a background." So the background came back in about 10 minutes, cleared. So the doctor comes to the room and he's like, "Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start getting everything prepared." So y'all, the next day, I'm in my room. Jarrell and my mother is there. They both there with me. They're nervous. My mother's crying because she's like, this is scary, So Jarrell is nervous because Jarrell isn't like hospitals. Okay, so Jarrell really wanted to get out of the hospital. He wanted to be supportive / leave. So my mother, we're walking down the hallway. It's time to go do the surgery. I'm laying on the gurney. The nurse is like comforting my mother. My mother's crying. Because, the way they're explaining everything is like, sometimes something could go wrong. Sometimes something doesn't. You know how surgeries are. So I go into the surgery room and the nurse is like, "I'm going to count to 3. And by 3, you should be gone. You should be out cold. You shouldn't even hear me talking." So she's like, 1, the doctor tells a joke. I start laughing. She says 2. The doctor tells another joke. I start laughing. I never heard 3. Okay? So surgery was complete. I woke up. They let my mother know surgery was complete. Your daughter's fine. I wake up. The nurse is like, "Kane, you okay? You made it through. Is there anything that you would like?" I'm like, "Yeah, where's Jarrell?" That's the first thing, y'all. I was asking for Jarrell. So the nurse is like, "Well, he can't come into this room, but he's going to be in your room." I'm like, "All right, cool." So y'all, when I get to my room, my mother and them is in there. My mother is like,
Kane, Monty.
so I'm like, "Yeah." She's like,
that's the guy, the man, the supervisor.
I'm like, yeah. She's like,
this man called your phone at least 10 times, hour on the hour.
Now, I gave my mother my phone. Every time I had to go into the hospital, y'all, I would put the face recognition for my mother's face just in case something go wrong and she needs to go get in my phone. So she's like, this man kept calling my phone. So I'm just like, insane, what? So my mother's
like, I explained to him since yesterday that you was sick really bad and that you had to have surgery, okay?
This man kept calling.
Hi,
Yeah, no, I gotta imitate. I just gotta do it.
Hi, I just want to know if everything is going good with her. Like, is what's going on? What's going on?
So my mother is like, why the do you keep calling this phone? I just spoke to you an hour ago. Like, I don't know. I just spoke to you 10 minutes ago. So y'all, it was clear and evident that Monty had put something in my food to get me out of this, So I ended up finding out what was going on. Monty wanted me fired. Monty wanted me out of the store. Moon refused to do it, okay? So this is how Moon got sick. Monty was just running around doing all kinds of things, y'all, okay? And I'm assuming allegedly that's how Moon got sick. But y'all, it's no way in the world. It's like every time this man got into it with somebody, people are popping up sick, like damn near on their deathbeds. So I'm just like, I'm telling my mother and Jarrell and the nurse and the doctor, because they was all standing there. I'm like, yeah, he had these huge jars of seasoning, and I told him he can't use those because it's going to make people sick. It was like MSG. So the doctor...
It's like MSG. What's the name of this restaurant?
So I told him, okay, so, y'all, I don't have a gallbladder anymore. And my liver, it took a while for my liver to go back to normal, okay? The itching was cleared, okay, because I was pumped with antibiotics, so I was in severe pain, okay? They had to go through my belly button, the top of my stomach here, and the side, like to get and pull this out. So it was evident. It was food poisoning. Like, it really tore me down. So, y'all, this man, my whole time healing, this man kept calling, harassing, trying to see if I'm still alive, okay? So my mother was like, let me just call the store and ask for you and see what he says. So she calls from my sister's phone, and she's like, hi, I wanted to order some food. Is Kane there? The small brown-skinned girl. So
he's like, oh, no. She quit. She don't work here no more.
So my mother's like, oh, wow, okay. And then hung up. So, y'all, I call Moon, and Moon is
like, that mother. She's that. You know what? I got something for you. Don't worry. I got something for you.
So I said, all right. Hangs up. So, y'all, the following month, and I'm going to say the following month because I was down for like maybe 3 weeks, okay? So, into the following month, I comes back to the store. The store looks totally different, okay? I didn't see Ted, but Darius was still there. So Darius is standing at the door. Darius is like,
yeah, I'm not happy. He called the cops on Ted. Ted almost went to jail. He been yelling at me crazy. I'm really about to fuck him up.
So I'm like, what? He like,
yeah, customers coming back complaining about their food. It's all kinds of shit going on.
So I'm walking in with Darius. Monty comes from the back. He's
like, oh, what are you doing here?
So I said, what you mean what I'm doing? I work here. So he's like,
I thought you were gonna come back.
I said, did I say that? He's like,
no, I just figured you don't come back. So Moon said you was gonna come
back. I said, that's a fucking lie. Because I talk to Moon. I talk to Moon every day. Moon did not say that. So y'all, I call Moon, and Moon is like, I don't say that. You know he's a lying bastard. I don't say that. He just don't want you there. He want you to be fired. He want you to be fired, and nobody will fire you. So that's what's going on. So I'm just like, yeah, not happening. So, y'all, I'm going to clock in. This man snatches the whole entire, like, the iPad, because this where we clock in at. This man snatches the iPad, like snatches it off the countertop. The cord ends up breaking off in it, okay? And he's just like,
you don't clock it because you're not working because you was gone and you don't come back. You alter the situation.
so I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you knew why I wasn't here. I literally called and said, my mother called. Like, what is wrong with you?
He's like, no, you don't clock in. You don't clock in.
And I said, all right, fine. I'll go to the back because it's one in the back. Unless you're going to break that one. As I'm walking, he runs in front of me. So I'm like, listen, I really would hate to fuck you up in this store. Okay? Because at this time, y'all, I had little Sylvia in my purse. So I'm like, listen, I really would hate to fuck you up in this store. I'm telling you right now, okay? I'm telling you right now. So he's just like,
I in charge of this store. I tell you to leave, you leave.
So Darius is like,
well, what the fuck is wrong with you? You want to leave too? Darius said, hey, you ain't said nothing but a motherfucking word. I'm telling you right now. And my mother and my sister, they come up here and take this whole store. What you talking about?
So Monty is like,
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave, but I'm going to make sure you leave too. So he's
like, what's that? That's a threat?
I said, no, I don't make threats. I don't make threats. I make happen. So I go and I'm walking and I'm like, oh yeah, where my paycheck at? He's like, you wasn't here. I said, yeah, I need my paycheck. So I'm gonna be back for my check. Cause like I told y'all, I was getting paid cash. I wasn't getting paid paper check. So he's like,
I have to get check printed.
I said, I don't want no check. I want it the way I've been getting it. And I'm going to come back for my check. And if I don't have it, you're going to have a problem. So I'm walking out, y'all. This man is walking behind me. I turns around. When I turn around, he's like this, close to me. So I'm like, listen, if you follow me to the door, you is going to have a problem. You have a problem. So he's just staring at me like, and he didn't move no more. So I walks out the door. And who's coming in? Ted. So I'm like, Ted, what's going on? He's
like, yeah, where my fucking check at? I need my check.
So he's like,
that's all you think about? Is a check? What about the job? What about the job?
So Ted is like,
what you talking about? What about the job? You fired me. What you mean? I need my check. Wigger, I was supposed to get paid on Wednesday. What's today? Where's my check? I got kids to take care of. What you talking about?
So I'm like, yeah, I just finished arguing him about the same thing, and he don't want me here, so I'm out of here.
So he like, oh, so you trying to get rid of her too? Yo, Darius, you stupid if you stay. You stupid if you stay.
So Darius is like, I'm calling my mom right now. So y'all, we all ended up leaving, okay? So Monty was there by himself. He's mad. He's yelling at Darius.
Why you follow them? So
Darius is like,
what you mean? Like, you're not treating us right at all. Like, we out of here.
So y'all, Monty ended up getting arrested for some type of wire fraud dealing with the store, okay? He was fraudulently doing something with wiring the money. That was what I was told, and that's all I know. But look at karma. Look at karma. You tried to unalive me to get me out of the store. And look what happened. Look what happened. It was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. So, y'all, that's my story time. Because I told you I was going to tell you that story time. That's my story time. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and leave some comments below. If you had a manager or supervisor from hell, put it in the comments and let's talk about it like we normally do. If you didn't like this video, give this video a thumbs up and bye. So I told y'all I'm dropping videos after videos after videos, okay? And what y'all think of my hair? What y'all think of my hair? I got the half up, half down, ladies. Half up, half down. Definitely not like when homie told her to bark like a dog on one foot. It's not giving that. But yeah, this is the hairstyle. So yeah, that's the end of this story time, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I have some things I have to do. And it's Money Making Monday. I hope y'all somewhere making money and not letting the money make y'all. So I'm gonna see y'all the next story time, okay? I love y'all. I fuck with y'all the long way because y'all fuck with me the long way. To my new subscribers that's coming on in, come on in, come on in. You're gonna love it here, okay? It's a vibe here. It's a vibe. And for my continuing subscribers / family members, y'all know I love y'all. You know how I feel about y'all. Facts. So wherever you at in this crazy ass world, make sure that you tell a friend, to tell another friend, tell another motherfucking friend, tell another motherfucking friend that the cane is on the fucking tube. Peace.
So you feel about that? Tell me, baby.